Hello, welcome to our video. Today we are going to be present and explaining about our topic, which is internal consideration affecting price and pricing strategies. Before that, let me introduce our group members. We are from Group 2. The members are Nadira, Syafira, Nurafiqah, Nur Sabrina, Nur Aina, and Nur Ain Najihah. Let us begin by explaining about the introduction of internal consideration affecting price and pricing strategies overview. Internal and external factors both play a role in determining how much a product or service will cost. When setting prices for a product or service, a company should take internal considerations into account as they relate to internal organizational aspects. This is because a change in any one of the marketing mix's key components will immediately affect the pricing choice. By concentrating on how the microenvironment affects marketing, your company may make well-informed pricing decisions and implement well-thought-out pricing plans for its products and services. Hence, let me start explain to you about microenvironment considerations affecting price and pricing strategies in marketing. Firstly, there are 6 components that make up the microenvironment that affects price and pricing strategies in marketing. It includes employees, suppliers, customers, competitors, society, and organizations. Firstly, employees of a company or business themselves will have an impact on the price and pricing strategies of the final product or services. The price of the end product and pricing strategies are determined by the qualification, working experience, professional grade, level, task complexity, and level of service. The salaries that must be paid to high qualification, more working experience, and high professional grade employees are significantly higher than those who do not match those conditions. Employees that deal with a high degree of service and complex tasks as part of their job duties are also paid more. For instance, a customer who selected a high level of service will need to pay extra because more work will be required of the employees to complete and serve them. Next, supplier costs have an impact on the final pricing of products and services. The cost charged by the supplier is determined by its reputation, length of experience, types of service, service complexity, and supplier-company relationships. Any service with an excellent reputation and a lot of experience would cost a lot more money. The price of a supplier varies depending on the kind of service offered, like supply with transportation, which would pay for the actual transportation. It would also be costly because to the complexity of the raw materials that must be transported. Additionally, if the supplier-company relationship has been established for a long time, the price paid for the goods may be a little less than usual. Customers also have a significant impact on the cost and pricing of the finished product or service. The price and pricing will be determined by the category of customer, the types of needs and demand, the purchase quantity, the types of products and services purchased, and the customer-company relationship. Based on their income levels, customers are divided into 3 categories: low, middle, and high-income customers. As an example, high-level income customers pay a larger price for the product or service, but it is of greater quality and brand image. Meanwhile, for low and medium income level, they will only get the product quality based on how much they are paying. So usually the product does not last long. Next is competitors' impacts on price. The effect of competition on prices is a central issue in economics. Many studies have been conducted in the hope of explaining the impact on consumer goods. When discussing economics, competition refers to the rivalry between producers to increase profits, sales numbers, and so on. In other words, businesses want to sell as much as possible while making the most money. There are 5 types of competitors' impacts on price: types of market structure, level of competition, competition strategy, types of competitor products/services, and competitor pricing strategy. In business, competition reduces a company's market share and reduces the available customer base, especially when demand is limited. A competitive market may also necessitate lower prices in order to remain competitive, resulting in lower profit margins for each sale or service. Next is how organization or company impacts on price. The way you set your prices can have a wide range of consequences for your business. Each price you set does not have to maximize your margins. Price is used by many small businesses to compete, change market share, or generate different revenue scenarios. Understanding how pricing affects your business model as a whole, rather than just your bottom line, will help you choose price levels more effectively. There are 5 main points: organization or company impacts on price, company vision and mission, company resources, capital amp, budget, company types of ownership, company marketing programs, and last is company policy. Next we go to the next pawn, which is society impacts on price. There are 5 society affect the price. There are 5 main points in society: society and beliefs, society and loyalty, society size of purchase, society types of purchase, and lastly society-company relationship. As we all know, society and its reference groups, family, and social status are all aspects of society. These factors, too, influence consumer purchasing behavior. These factors, in turn, reflect an endless and vigorous inflow through which people earn various consumption values. The marketing mix, which has the potential to either increase or decrease the final price of the good or service, is often taken into consideration when making pricing decisions. What is the marketing mix? It included products or services prices, promotion and distribution. But let's jump to the first element in marketing mix first, which is product. In product, there are several elements that affect the final price of the product, whether it makes a product expensive or cheap. These elements are function, size, brand, quality, quantity, availability/shortage, value, images, reputation, product life cycle, production cost, packaging type, raw materials, risk of product use, product safety aspects. The more these elements installed in a product, the higher price of the product will be. To show what I mean, the first element, which is function, can affect the final price of a product. This is because it requires more materials to produce the product. The more functions in a product, the higher the price of the product. Whereas, if a product has only one function, then the final price of the product will be lower. For example, when suppliers produce a cleanser that have many functions such as brightening, remove makeup, dead skin cells, oil, and dirt. Therefore, the supplier can put the price of the cleanser at a higher price compared to cleanser that only have one function, such as only for make skin glow. For cleanser that have only one function, suppliers should put a low price because they do not use a lot of ingredients to produce the cleanser. Next, we will see how the services may affect the price changes. There are 13 factors that affecting the price changes that consists of service complexity, types, brand, level of quality, scarcity, value, image, reputation, life cycle, cost of production, support level, risk, and lastly is level of safety. So if customers want to purchase a maximum level of those services from an organization, and they will need to pay more to get a better experience. This also depends on customers' needs and preferences. Next is effect price on price. There are two effects. The first one is the price objective is actually the target that the marketer wants to achieve from the price. Usually this target will give guidelines and direction to marketers what they want to achieve at the end of the year. This target is actually related to the pricing process of a product, whether the price will be expensive or cheap based on the target. The second effect is price strategies. Businesses use pricing strategies, which are methods and procedures, to determine how much to charge for their goods and services. They show what needs to be valued in terms of brands, markets, and consumers. Tactics depend on the specific sector and goals of a company. For pricing objectives, it has two forms, namely long-term oriented objectives and short-term oriented objectives. Therefore, marketers need to do several steps in setting the price objective and implementation plan. For example, they need to analyze the current market conditions and demand patterns to see product opportunities. By doing so, they can choose the right strategy. Moving on to the next subtopic, that is promotion factors that affect price changes. The first one is promotion mode. It is a platform that businesses utilize to advertise and educate customers about the products or services they offer. If the business choose to promote products or services using such as television, so cost needed will be higher compared to traditional promotion such flyer and so on that requires less cost. Next is the frequency of promotion. It is the level of frequency of advertisements that are displayed, and if product or service promotions are displayed more often, then the cost charged is higher. It same goes to if a product or service is promoted less frequently, the cost charged will also be lower. Products that use television and broadcast more often such as morning, noon, evening, and night in a day are likely to incur higher costs. Number 3 is promotion types or method. It depends on the business wishes to implement the advertising, sales promotion, public relation or direct marketing, and will involve a specific cost based on the type of promotion used. If they choose to hire celebrities as an ambassador, definitely will be highly charged. Lastly is promotion time. It is the ideal or busiest moment to advertise a good or service. Both duration requires certain cost based on the business's budget. Distributions is one of the marketing mix that affect the price of the product and service. Distributions have two parts. There are distributions and location. Distribution have 8 elements. There are distance, time or speed. Next is mode of transportation, security level, procedure, handling or complexity, and lastly is forms of strategies. Next, location. Effective distribution process on price for location. Location. Position. Cost. Types. Risk. Safety. If the placement is far from the customer, of course, the price becomes expensive because a lot of money is spent to pay for tolls, petrol, and a lot of time spent, resulting in higher costs. Position. Product position affects the price of a product and service. If seen in a store, the products located near the cashier or behind the cashier are all expensive products, while the products on the shelves that can be reached by customers are usually low-priced. Cost. Each location has a different cost depending on the popularity of the area. If a distributor sells a product and service at Syria KLCC, the rental cost is very expensive, which will affect the final price of the product and service. The higher the cost of the location, the higher the price of a product and service. Cost. If the customer is in a public area or is in a certain mall, that is a type of place. The more popular the area, the higher the price of a product and service. Risk. Locations exposed to high risk can contribute to the increase in the price of a product and service that aims to protect against issues of theft or loss. The higher the risk of the distribution location of goods, the higher the price of a product and service. That is all from us. Thank you for watching our video.